Hi CC kids, this is cycle 2, week 15, and look at this. I'm in a totally different room. Everything is different. We might not even meet on Monday because of snow or ice. So whatever happens, it's going to be totally fine, right? Because we have this board and I'm here and you're there and we can do this together. So we're going to start with our timeline. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It starts with Japan's isolation. So we're going to do the outline of Japan, Japan's isolation. Then we have Jamestown. So we're going to use our pinky finger, Jamestown, and we're going to turn it around for Plymouth Colony, a P. Plymouth Colony founded. Next is the new age, the age of enlightenment. So we're going to turn the light on, and that goes from circa 1650, so we're going to put our pointer and our thumb together, 1650 to circa 1800. We're going to put our ring finger and our thumb together, so circa 1800. Next is Hudson Bay Company. We're going to do an H for Hudson, B for Bay, and C for Company. We have the first Great Awakening. We have the classical period of the arts. And then last but not least, we have the 7 Years' War. Ready? Japan's isolation, Jamestown and Plymouth Colony founded, age of enlightenment, circa 1650 to circa 1800, Hudson's Bay Company, the first great awakening, the classical period of the arts, the 7 Years' War. Nice, that was our timeline. Let's talk about history. Last week we heard about World War I leaders. This week we hear about World War I countries. Okay, and you should know most of the hand motions for these countries. We're going to first talk about the Allies and the allies that assisted each other. The Allies were Great Britain. Do you remember? Great Britain. England is this, okay? France and Russia. So during World War I, Great Britain, France, and Russia were allies, and they fought against other countries, Austria, A for Austria, Hungary, H for Hungary, and Germany, which were called the Central Powers. And then we have in 1917, so we're going to do a 9 and then a 7. 1970, the United States entered the war, assisting the Allies. So they helped the Allies, which were who? England, or Great Britain, France, and Russia. Ready? Okay. Tell me about World War I countries. It goes like this. During World War I, Great Britain, France, and Russia were allies and fought against Austria, Hungary, and Germany, which were called the Central Powers. In 1917, the United States entered the war, assisting the Allies. Okay, that was it for history. Let's go to math. Last week we talked about linear equivalence. We talked about there's an imperial system that we use here in the United States, and there's a metric system which people use in Europe and other parts of the world. And today we're going to see in the metric system what equals what. So the cool thing is we're starting really small. We're going to start with 10. The next number is going to be 100, and then the next number is going to be 1,000. But each of those equal 1. So for example, 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. And then we go 100 centimeters equals 1 meter, and 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. Okay, and that goes to the melody of 10 Little Indians. It goes like this. 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter, 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer, metric measurements. You guys at home can make yourself really little for the first one, and then a little bigger, and then you can stand up all the way and say the big one. So let's do it one more time so you can do that. So crouch down, 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter, go up a little, 100 centimeters equal 1 meter. All the way up, 1,000 meters equal 1 kilometer. Metric measurements. Nice work. Okay, next we're talking about science, and in science we're talking about two forms of energy. So anything, an object, for example, I have a sock here, and this sock, look, it's not doing anything. It's just sitting in my hand. But if I let go, gravity will pull it down. Gravitational energy will pull it down, and it went from what's called potential energy to kinetic energy. Potential energy is that it has the potential to move. Something could happen, but it's not, right? It's right here. But then kinetic is like kinetic sand. Have you ever played with that? It just melts away. So we're going to chant that. It goes like this. We're going to say, what are two forms of energy? What are two forms of energy? Two forms of energy are potential, kinetic. Potential, kinetic. Potential, kinetic. Two forms of energy. Okay, and you can go potential, kinetic. Stand still for potential, and then for kinetic, you move. Okay, you guys got it. Latin. You guys are all pros in Latin. We are going back to our little symbol of the bomb. Do you remember? Why did we put a bomb there? Because a bomb is always an imperfect solution for everything. So the bomb is our sign for the imperfect tense, and it starts with bomb. Bam, bas, bat. Vamos, batis, bant. All A's. Bam, bas, bat. Vamos, batis, bant. And it kind of goes to a variation of Mary Had a Little Lamb. Here we go. It goes like this. Bam, bas, bat. Vamos, batis, bant. First conjugation, imperfect tense. You guys know this one, right? You are awesome. Okay, in geography, we are talking about a region that was named the Levant. And it was named the Levant because if you imagine the Mediterranean, back in the days, you know, when people were in Europe, and they had no clue what was in other parts of the world. They didn't even know that there was many other parts of the world. So the stuff that was like over there in the east was called the Levant. So that was like the far away place, because they didn't know that was really not that far away compared to other stuff. But the Levant geography, we have Turkey, we have Cyprus, we have Syria, Iraq, and Iran, and that's the Levant. And we are singing it to the melody. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And we're going to clap while we sing it. It goes like this. The Levant geography, Turkey, Cyprus, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. That's the Levant. Week 15 geography. Let's do that one more time. The Levant geography, Turkey, Cyprus, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. That's the Levant. Week 15 geography. Okay, last but not least, we have English. And in English, again, I told you this last week. We learned about an adverb last week. These things, keep practicing this, because that is going to come in really handy in essentials. Okay, this is a super fun song. I love that one. It is about the 4 purposes of sentences. And I have a little something here for you. The 4 purposes of sentences. So we have declarative, which are statements. If I say, today is a beautiful day, that's a statement, right? Exclamatory. I can say the same thing. I can make a statement with emotion. I can say, today is a beautiful day, right? That has a lot of emotion, and that usually gets an exclamation mark. That's why it's called exclamatory. So declarative is a statement, and it usually has a period after it. Exclamatory is something said with emotion, and it has a exclamation mark. Then we have an interrogative. That is a question. So if I say, is today a beautiful day? I just asked a question, and that gets a question mark. And last but not least, an imperative is a command. If I say, go and get me some water, that is a command, right? And that either has a period or an exclamation mark, depending on if it's said with emotion or not. But we are singing this song to a fun song. called the Lullaby League. Do you know that one from The Wizard of Oz? It's these little guys and they're singing in a high voice, so maybe we'll sing it in a high voice too. But it goes like this. For purposes of sentences are declarative, exclamatory, interrogative, imperative. Those are the four purposes of sentences. Okay, we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it with a funny voice. And I'm going to hold up the end marks for this. Ready? For purposes of sentences are declarative, exclamatory, interrogative, imperative. These are the four purposes of sentences. Okay, that was it, believe it or not. Week 15, all done. I hope you enjoy whatever God brings us. If he brings us snow, if he brings us cold, if he brings us rain, I hope we enjoy it all and we can cuddle up with our family at home. And I hope to see you soon. Stay safe and stay warm. I love you and I will see you soon.